Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of We Be Ramblin'. I'm Corey,
I'm Tunzo, what's up?
and today we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. But first, we're just going to talk about our week because we haven't been able to communicate because I can't see him
Yeah, we're busy. Well, kinda.
with, quarantine and staying at home and
Work.
such and work.
Yeah.
I've been able to actually see you in person, so it's just been whatever I feel like texting, which usually isn't much.
Yeah, I noticed. Um, I don't think I've seen anybody in over a month.
I've seen Tony randomly,
Yeah.
but it's only when
Corey's
he
busy.
dropped off. Well, yeah, but he dropped off those masks to us. That was one
You
time,
did the hookah tobacco.
and then the hookah tobacco, which
Slipping
was the
into a
most
different-
recent.
Different dimension.
Is that what I said?
No, I said it. I was like, Tony disappeared to a different dimension. Then the next day he said something. I was like, all right, make sure you text updates. Because, and then Lauren threatened him. And then he didn't get back to me for 9 hours or. No,
Yeah,
was
it took
7
2
hours.
days for a 3-minute exchange.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think he was actually going. I don't think he wanted to come into our house.
Yeah.
But we were like, "Are you coming in, or do we need to meet you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll just come in. It's all right." It's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, he doesn't even talk to us.
Probably just watching Chuck for the 10th time.
Well, he's has to be done by now.
Yeah.
Because he said he was on the final season a week ago.
So he's probably rewatching either Parks and Rec or something. I don't know.
That's pretty kind of depressing, actually.
But just in the podcast.
You texting tons of
I'm just gonna put
or
that group
Tony.
message. What's up? And see if somebody replies.
Let's see if he replies in the next
He
hour or
He didn't
so.
reply to your happy 420. I replied with a picture of the blunt.
Yeah, your poorly drawn blunt. So, I guess we could talk about what we did over the last week.
Yeah, let's do that because this is just weird.
Rambly.
Yeah. Straight up off the-
So, what did you do since we recorded the last podcast?
I mean, work just has been normal. Actually, we've been busy. This week was busy, real busy. I think people getting the stimulus money, and then we had 2 nice days. Or kind
Yesterday was beautiful.
Yeah, yesterday was really nice. So we were busy, and I was alone there. So I had help, but it's just it was just busy. My legs hurt. I'm walking. I bought the Oculus Quest, and I'm digging it. I've only played twice now, but my room is a little too small, I guess. It's oddly shaped, so I have danger zone. I could touch my desk and the shelves, so it's when I open my arms in this area, I'm all right, don't smack anything. I've smacked my wall and my computer, and that's about it.
So Lauren mentioned with that quest, do you get to paint?
Oh, that part's so when you you set boundaries because it's cameras. It doesn't have the sensors hers. So you have cameras and you can see the whole room while you have the headset on, and you can walk. So I was went and put my hand out so the furthest it would be. Well, I'll do this. So the end of my hand is a couple inches or I was about 5 inches from the wall, and then I would look down and I painted. So if my hand went came close to that, it would warn me. And if it went through that, I would hit the wall, but it would flash red, or it has little dots. But I can paint in any shape or anything I want.
So you could literally make your room weird.
Yeah, my room is weird because it's almost like an arrow because of how the walls are shaped. It comes out, so it's straight, and then it goes a little bit like this, comes in, comes back, and then goes out again and comes back. So it's oh, actually, I just realized that looks like a dick. It took me 2 seconds to realize what I just did. But yeah, I guess I have a penis-shaped room.
Well, that's alright then.
Yeah.
So, what games did you get? Did you get any with it, or did you have to buy everything?
I had to buy. So I bought Beat Saber, Super Hot, which is really fun.
Is that the orange guys?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
you
played it.
stop, like time stops with you?
Yeah, I
Is
beat it
that
on the
that game?
Xbox, but it's definitely fun. It's got like some real difficulty spikes. Like I'm stuck in like one of the things, and every time you do it, you have to like restart from like 4 spots before it. So it's like okay, then like it's funny because you get motions down. You're like, oh, kill this guy, pick this up, throw that, kill this guy, and then you move on. And then there's one part you can't do, and you're stuck there. And then you have to redo all that like 10 times.
Well, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense to give you a checkpoint after every section would be kind of annoying.
The game is basically a giant puzzle. But
Isn't the game only like 4 hours long?
Can't remember how fast to beat on the Xbox, but this is built like specifically for the Quest. I want to take it downstairs and put it in the dining room. I'm scared the dog's gonna hit me in the balls.
She might.
Yeah, well, unless I put her outside or something. I think if she sees me like doing all the weird movements, she'll like run to me and want to play.
She'll be like, "Oh my God, Tensa!"
Yeah, basically that's about it. Other than working, I haven't really watched anything either. How about you?
I worked a bunch. I had, because my computer gives me all types of issues all the time.
Yeah.
I took everything I had that I could and put it onto an external hard drive. So like all this, and then I went through. I like shuffled through all of it and was like, "Oh, I don't need that," and deleted it, and brought over what I needed, and then upgraded to Windows 10, which Lauren did most of it because I would have freaked out and got annoyed by it.
Yeah.
So we're running on Windows 10 now instead of like unupdatable 8.1 or whatever it is.
I hated 8. 8 was probably like I jumped on the 10 bandwagon as soon as they did the free like upgrade years ago, but it was like, oh, it's free, but you're testing this and this is terrible. I like it now.
Yeah. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look a whole lot different. Besides, you don't have like that separate,
Yeah.
what is it, like
I hated that.
screen that Windows 8 has, where it has all the icons and stuff.
It's kind of there, but it's like a good mix of it.
But it's kind of just at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just scroll through
The only
it
thing I
instead
don't
of it
like
being.
is anytime you use the search, it looks it up online too. Which I think it did that.
Why?
Too. I don't know. So when you type something in, like I'm looking for a file, it's like Discord, and it'll show you like it's fucking Wikipedia page.
You're like, I don't
Or, like,
need any of
whatever. I was
that.
like, dude, I'm just trying to pop it up without physically clicking on it. Especially when I play games, like because like certain games won't minimize, and you just can just hit start and then type it. And then if it's been open on my other monitor, I guess that happened too. I bought a new monitor. I can have it like open, like it just everything goes smoothly.
What monitor did you get again? What was it?
It's like a Scepter or Scepter. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. It's just 144 hertz, so it's like better for gaming, faster refresh rate, but it's still 1080. I didn't really like that it's curved, but now I kind of adjusted to it, and it's not so bad. The only thing I have is it keeps flashing black.
I wanna. That sounds like an HDMI.
No, it's a
Problem.
It's a driver. From everything I looked up, it's like Windows 10's not recognizing the driver, or my graphics card's not recognizing the driver. I don't know what I just did because it was doing it when I turned it on now, and like things were like hit tab and the Windows or tab and Windows button.
Hit a cabin.
Yeah, hit a cabin tab and the Windows button.
Hitting a cabin.
And I think it worked because it hasn't done it.
That's good. I want one of those really big ones.
Yeah, true.
It's like the whole size of my desk.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to spend that much money on it. But I do want it.
Well, if you
What about
look
a
at the
new hookah?
idea that the price is 2 monitors, it's not that bad. You could actually probably
That's
get it
true.
for cheaper.
But I haven't bought a monitor since like 2012. That second monitor came from Dan.
Your computer needs to be used more.
The computer needs to be thrown in the dumpster.
I'm trying to think if I mean, it didn't cost me much to upgrade. But your point.
Yeah, but
Probably just buy a new one.
Well, the computer also, like I said, it does that. It's not like a murder your computer blue screen, but it blue screens. It's like, oh, like power failure, and if you look up the error code, it's like there's 7 things it could be, and they're all different hardware pieces. And it's like, well, I'm not gonna trial and error just to get to fix. I might as well just buy a new computer.
I was so pissed. I bought that computer. I've had like 4 computers in my life, and none of them worked. I bought that computer. Everybody wanted to play, and I couldn't do anything for 4 years till I had enough to buy parts.
And then you have all the issue with the headset too.
Oh yeah.
Every time you buy headsets, they're always trash.
3 months. 3 months, and then they stopped working. I don't know how many Xbox headsets I went through.
So we bought that new hookah, that like cloud chrysalis. I think is what it's called. Yeah, it's like a round dome. It's like welcome to the smoke dome. And it's like a circle base, and then it's into pieces. So you have a little bowl in the inside that's filled with like water, and then there's like a bigger piece that goes over it that makes it the dome, and then the stem goes into the top of that piece, which the stem's like that big. It's like literally like the size of like a flashlight, like that you would put like in your pocket.
Warren sent me a picture. Is it smoke real good? Did it smoke?
So the issue we're having is it smokes fine, but it's so harsh so fast. So you get like 30 minutes of like good, like I could taste it and everything, and then after that it is just. We think it's the bowl.
Yeah.
Because the bowl's no longer glass; it's made out of metal. So we've been.
It probably pack less than your normal.
Well, that's what we've been kind of messing with it. We tried to pack normal, then less, and it still got harsh. And then we've been trying to pack. We're going to try to pack it like more like stiff, so it's not like as loose in there, to see if that helps, because it burns all the way through, but I think it's burning too fast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then if you do like 2 coals, it doesn't burn enough. So then it doesn't really get going.
Well, I know the last time I bought like hookah stuff, I was doing 4 coals, which before four coals was too much. And it's not even the bowl or anything's changed. It's just like the coals themselves are different. It depends on like brand, size, shape, how much air they get. Like it's like a stupid science about burning things. I'm sure somebody's out there smarter than that.
I wonder if we should try using flats instead of the cubes. I wonder if that would make a difference.
Good. There's a lot of things, because it could be like airflow like underneath. It could be. It's still got that metal like you put it on metal, right?
Yeah, it's the same. So the bowl is the same as the one that Dan has, the one that like locks.
Yeah.
So we have the same bowl as him now, and we have the new hose that came with it weighs like 10 pounds. It's the heaviest hose ever.
Is it one of those ones you put like ice in or no?
No, it's like, so it's super nice, and then when you get to like the top part, it's like this long. It's just like a chunk of wood. But it's like round, and it's like nice in design, but it's super heavy. But yeah, so we've been just kind of messing with that, and other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Lauren's been watching One Piece.
That's what she was saying, and Dan's been watching Naruto.
Yeah, so I got to come home to some anime.
Yeah.
So if Dan's here, then it's usually Naruto. If Dan's not, then it's One Piece.
Yeah.
But Lauren's at like the whole Frankie part.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember what arcs there are. There's so many episodes.
The last episode that I seen her watch, it was like talking about Frankie's like backstory, like when he was a kid.
Yeah. Like as he started turning himself into a cyborg.
Right. No, not quite there yet. It's like more like Tom, like the guy that taught him to be like what he would consider his dad. I guess, because he like brought him in and taught him how to work on ships and stuff. So they were walking that, and
It's good.
I just kind of fall in to whatever's going on.
Yeah, I haven't
and then
watched much recently.
And then for Shupidin, they're on like the last episode that I seen. It was the part with like the fire temple and that Sora kid, and I was like, "This is awful.
Yeah.
This arc is the worst."
Those shows like One Piece. It's like I remember the highlights, but I can't remember like every little bit because it's like 500 something episodes. Well, that's dubbed. 900 something episodes if you're watching subtitles. And then all of Naruto is like 7 something because you got 220.
The beginning.
Yeah, 220.
It's like
Naruto,
500.
and then 500. Yeah, 500 something in Shupidin, which you could just watch. Like, there's a lot of fillers you don't need to watch.
I just want to see the Pain Saga because that's the only one I haven't seen from start to finish.
It's really good.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing besides work. And we tried to mow the grass, and I've decided that I'm gonna buy a scythe.
Yeah.
There's like one on Amazon for like $25, and it's like rigid, so you can just go back and forth instead of it just being sharp on one side.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do that because my backyard is impossible to mow with a lawnmower because of all the holes.
Just left you booby traps.
Yeah, I was like, I tried, and I would get so far in, then the lawnmower would fall in a hole, and it would shut off. And then I'd have to like pull it out, and then restart it, and then I'd get another like 5 feet, and it would do the same
I
thing.
wonder if my parents still have their old like push mower, like one that's just blades. So you just, speed is, just you. It's manual. There's no gas involved.
But I think using a sickle would be cool, and I think the neighbors would be like, "What is happening?"
Let's not fuck with that guy. Yeah, do it in like a robe. Get yourself a robe, and only like start doing it like weird times.
Like do it like dusk.
Yeah. Like
You
especially
can't
on a
like see
super
my
foggy
face.
Day, could you imagine yours down your front yard?
Well, the front yard we could do with the lawnmower.
No,
to the
I
back.
think that'd be really funny.
You just stand outside now that all the cars go by, just wave.
Like,
Buy a fake skeleton hand. Hi.
yeah, that'd be great.
So at work I've been listening to audiobooks and then putting a spike in my heart afterwards and watching the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And they're so different, and like in most cases it's they cut stuff out, which is fine. I feel like that's an okay
You kind of have to when you
thing
make
to
it
do.
Like an hour and a half.
Right, because like you gotta think like, for instance, one of the books I read was Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 15 hours on audiobook.
I don't know
And
how long it took me to read it.
The movie is like 2 hours and like 10 minutes or something. And I'm like, that's crazy because there's a lot of stuff that they had to cut out, which is fine. And they tried to make it more modern for like like the new generation,
they
which
added,
doesn't
some
make
Overwatch stuff, and I think Master Chief's in one.
Yeah.
I know,
but they don't really need to add all that stuff in. I feel like cause they completely changed like all the keys, the gates, everything, and it's like, why?
Well, some stuff wanted to be changed. Hold up, I just want to make sure I'm right before I say this. Yeah, a lot. It's like some things were really like going. Like Steven Spielberg who directed it. They quote his movies a lot in the book. Like we got the DeLorean. They reference the Back to the Future.
Well, because
and then he directed it, and originally he was cutting all that stuff out. Which then he brought it back, but there's a lot of parts like the War Game Saga stuff was really good in the books, which wasn't really in the movies. Was Joust in the movies? Did they play Joust? It's been so long since I've watched it.
No.
No.
Mm-mm. But the first key is so good in the book.
In the book, yeah, it's that was like what made me. There's some parts of that book that was like, okay, this is all right, but that part, like where like when he hits the first stride, it's like, oh shit. Even I think the second key is the house, right?
It's it's that it's a game, but yeah, it's like a white abandoned house.
Yeah, what he goes into and he talks about the detail. Yeah, like it just they also don't reference like how. I mean, I guess it's hard to do in the movie, but like how nerdy he was. He would spend out like they'd spend so long in that thing. The
The Oasis. He would be in the Oasis like there's parts in that book where he's in it for like 28 hours straight.
Yeah, and all he's doing is like watching old shows, reading books, listening to old music because he's trying to like
Because he's
he wants to be
obsessed with the 80s.
Yeah, he's obsessed with
Well, Halliday,
Yeah.
but it's the 80s. But then you have like there's a whole section of the book where it more or less explains like him, where he moves to Columbus and like he starts
with his
working out.
Yeah.
No. The ant's before that. It's when they live in like
Yeah.
I don't know, like old Omaha or something in the stacks. And then like after the whole thing takes place with the stacks, then he moves to Columbus and he gets that apartment under like a fake name.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts talking about how like he starts working out and like he has like these sequences.
Yeah.
He starts buying he bought like a weird robotic sex doll.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. That's not like
he got full kitted out. He had like that was after he got like money and the keys.
well, it's after the first key. Yeah.
After they fucking bombed him.
Yeah, but they that book is so dark.
Yeah. It's been a long time since
In the book, he talks about how like if you were to walk to school, like you had to be like careful because you could get like raped and murdered and like mugged.
Yeah.
And it's like
weird stuff with his like neighbors and his like stepdad or.
It's like my aunt's boyfriend.
I don't remember. Yeah, that book's
So,
weird.
it's very odd, but that one's more on par with the book. And then I listened to Ender's Game, and then watched the movie, and it's nothing like the book.
I failed to watch that movie.
So, in the book, Ender, he's like when the book starts, he's like 5, and when the book ends, he's like 11. So it's like he's young.
He's supposed to be that young.
And then in the movie,
He's
obviously older, which is fine. You got to get a kid's actor that can do it. But why did you pick an actor that's like he's like 6 foot? That dude's huge.
Yeah, I was say I don't remember what he looked like. I picture the guy, but I don't.
I don't remember what his name is, but he's like humongous. And Ender in the book is supposed to be small. Like they bullied him, like
Small, fragile kid, right?
yeah. And the reason that he's so good at what he does is because he's smart and strategic.
Yeah, I remember that.
But like in the movies, like he's bigger than most of the people on there. And then that one like commander that's in the war games when they play like the big orb thing is in the book. He describes him as being taller than him and like muscular and big. In the movie, he's shorter than him and just as scrawny. And then they changed that whole like fist fight scene with them, and then they like rush through things and combine stuff.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't really watch that movie. I don't remember where we were. I think it was MagFest when we were.
We were, yeah.
That was
and
the
it was on
most
TV.
I've ever watched of that, and that was only like 25 minutes. I was so confused.
Yeah, it's
And that
the
all about
best
strategy, right? Like it's all about becoming better. So when it's like alien races, or
they're getting prepared for like what they refer to them as buggers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like an alien race. They think they're going to come and attack them again, so they're getting ready by getting commanders ready to, control their space fleet.
This would be a good.
So they take these young kids and take them up to the space station, which is like it's combat training, I think is what it's considered. And they do like those war games, and they let them like interact with one another, and they're on like army teams, and they play like a
Yeah,
sport, and
yeah,
you
I've
have like
kind of seen
stats
that.
and
I've
stuff.
seen that part.
And then afterwards, he gets sent to commander school, which is where he'd actually learn how to command like an army. And that's the part of the movie that they did well.
Yeah, they got that one part.
Yeah, like the only thing that they don't really touch on is like in the book, his commanders start getting like mentally exhausted and having breakdowns. But it's not that essential to the movie. You don't really need to throw that in there because he just kind of cycles out commanders. But I don't know. The end's good, but I hate that they combine stuff. That's the stuff that bothers me. It's like you either just cut it out or do it the way that it's supposed to play out.
Well,
And the casting is just so stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't even know when that movie came out. Kid actors have gotten way better.
Yeah,
I'll
I
say
mean
anything- I'll say about like
the actors in it isn't too bad.
like since Stranger Things and like it really pushed like some of these kids are really good, and it looks like like before you'd see a kid movie, they just picked any kid that can like semi-act. I mean, look at like Macaulay Culkin and a kid from Stuart Little that's went on to be an MMA fighter. I think he did something like that.
So that was 2013.
Oh, weird.
It's Asa Butterfield is, I think that's how you say his name, is the main guy.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like the casting choice. It's kind of odd,
Did
but
you finish The Martian?
no, I don't have any credits, and I don't want to pay for it
Oh, I thought you said you.
on Audible.
Yeah.
So I just gotta wait.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I've decided on is I want to listen to The Martian, and I also want to go through the Hunger Game books.
Yeah. I never even finished watching those. My mom told me the ending to the books, and I was like, oh. Okay.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wait, that might not have been those. That might have been that Divergent series.
I think that's what. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Divergent.
I don't know. I didn't watch either of those.
I want to watch all those. I want to or listen to all those. I want to listen to like Maze Runner.
Yeah, those would probably be pretty good. Cause I've been using Audible for a while now. Cause I've had this is my second driving job.
Yeah, when I'm at work, I walk like 8 miles, so I'm pretty much by myself. So I just listen to them.
I did the first Harry Potter book. I have up to Prisoner of Azkaban on here. I have Ready Player One, but I read the book instead. I have the John dies at the end, and the sequel to that, which is This Book is Full of Spiders. Please for the love of God, don't open it. The Martian. I have all the Sherlock Holmes read by Stephen Fry, which is cool. And The Shogun, which I still have 22 hours left of a 60-hour book. It's good.
That's crazy.
It's slow. It's very slow. And there's some weird parts I had to skip.
Yeah?
Yeah, like some gross stuff that I'm not into.
Some hentai.
Yeah. It's just weird stuff they did back in the day.
And then the only other book that I listened to was The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek.
Oh, yeah.
And the Rhett and Link book.
Mhm.
And it's so good.
I have to
It's
check that one out.
such a good
I have
book.
like 5 credits because I keep paying for it and not using it.
And so if they were ever to do like book to movie adaptation, I think they should do TV shows.
Yeah, they usually do pretty good as a TV, because you could fill out a lot more things, but then there's times when you try to adapt. Like, books are very good at opening everything because they do detail. It's very difficult to do detail and have the world built and not make it cheesy. The John dies at the end. Weirdest. The books are just weirder than the movies. They go in crazy details about that weird drug that you like soy sauce and there's alien. It's the weirdest thing you could ever get into. But the book like does it. They kind of try to describe parts in the movie, and it's like, yeah, I kind of see why this didn't really translate well.
Yeah, there's a lot of like open-ended stuff, kind of like I explain something, but I only explain it like, 1/3 of the way. So then when you try to adapt it to something, it's like, okay, well, if the author isn't like sitting there like this is what I imagined,
Yeah,
then like the producer and stuff is just kind of like, oh well,
I
you
think
know.
video games could be very good at like adapting stuff. I'm curious to see. Well, this whole year's delayed, so I doubt we're gonna get much for now. Like, cause like even if companies are still back to work or something, they're still gonna have strict like shipping laws. That's why everything recently. I just realized that game. It doesn't look like it's been delayed, but like it comes out Tuesday. I don't know if it's gonna be here Tuesday.
That Geese game that Lauren ordered
Hmm.
from PlayAsia,
Oh,
maybe
that's gonna be delayed.
they canceled it. They refunded her and canceled it
Yeah, because they can't.
because they were basically like, hey, this is never gonna get to you.
Yeah, there's no. As far as I know, there's no real international like import export right now for like anybody. That's like a lot of producers use like China to do like distribution or like like do something, and we can't. And a lot of studios are running like that's why Sony canceled Last of Us 2's indefinitely. Nothing on Ghost of Tsushima yet. I think because I know it's just the VR Iron Man game, and Last of Us 2 are indefinite delayed. Cyberpunk says it's coming out still September 15th, but I think that if the game, I don't know if the game's even went gold yet.
Well, I think wasn't Cyberpunk. They just weren't happy with
Yeah,
it.
they're just trying to polish it to be like the best looking thing they can do.
So I feel like that one's pretty realistic,
As
but
long
the
as
shipping
yeah,
restraints.
as long as shipping and stuff works out.
But there's a lot of like we just seen like an article about movies that they were
Yeah,
delaying
I
and
just
moving, but I
seen.
can't remember what they were.
Well, there's a lot of them, like the Matrix 4 that was set to come out this year. I think it has Michael B. Jordan and stuff in it. Black Widow got delayed.
We probably didn't need that movie anyway.
Yeah, that last trailer looked pretty good. Um, which is probably the whole movie. I'm just there's there's a lot of movies and stuff. This whole year is kind of like on back order, put it like that.
Yeah,
Which I
that
don't know
makes
what it
sense.
means. Does it mean next year is gonna be too saturated?
I don't know. I was talking to Lauren about that too because I was like, if everything gets delayed and moved back, that means like there's gonna be like crazy releases every week,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, if
or is it just gonna be like, oh, that year didn't happen, everything's gonna move back a year?
yeah. So the struggle of being like, well, me because I play like everything and I like buying like new games even if I'm not really like going to play them because there's certain things I just want to own like or just I'm interested in like I see a trailer and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, like that Soccer Wars. Never played them, never really heard of them until well, recently, and I'm buying that game. It's supposed to be here Tuesday, and I think it's Xseeds, like that company. Which I realize I'm owning like every single one of their games.
Exceed's a good company
Yeah,
though.
like I just been buying like all the. I got Trials of Cold Steel 4 is supposed to release in the States this year. Don't know.
Yeah, I seen that.
Um, so it's like we're getting this stuff, but it's fuck. I lost track of what I was saying. I completely.
Man, this train just blew up.
Yeah. I mean, I basically just
Train.
get back to like the shipping. It's like I don't know if oh, for me, every game that's going to be coming out this year, it's like I was probably gonna buy like most of the big stuff. Like May already set aside. I was gonna get Last of Us 2. June was Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not sure if there was anything like July. Then August had something, but like they were already stacking each other up. Like that's why that's why I think we've seen a delay for Cyberpunk is because Final Fantasy was that next month was Last of Us 2. It's competing. You got too much competition all at once.
Yeah, so that means the following year is going to be way worse.
I don't know. We're already been bad ever since Dying Light. Dying Light showed first quarters you can make sales, so that's why we get early releases now. Like before, do you remember games only came out like holiday time in like summer when kids would probably be home, and then Dying Light came out right before Super Bowl, because we played it on the day we beat it the day the Super Bowl
of the Super Bowl. So it was like I think it came out in like January.
Yeah. And it's like ever since then we've had like not updates, but we had I cannot talk today. We've had like earlier releases. Like every month there's a big game. It's been like that, and it's getting bigger and bigger, especially with new consoles coming. Well, I don't even know if they're coming out. Like the new console.
Yeah, that's probably a wait and see kind of thing.
If somebody comes out this year, it's Xbox. I think.
I don't know. Sony seems like they're pretty far ahead too.
No, they said they're only making like 6 million units. Like they're ready for 6 million. Like they have enough for that. And if you think of worldwide, that's nothing. 6 million units
Yeah,
for that
that's
is bad. They also
I
decided their price. They're either 500, 550. I think they're scared to touch 600 again.
I think it'd probably be 500.
I think it's 500. I don't know why you do 550. Xbox,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm gonna pre-order both of them because, well, I've got my GameStop card paid off.
The Tower of Microsoft.
Yeah,
that's what that console's called.
Yeah, I'm leaning into because they're pushing more of their service. I think they're gonna get out of the console game and do services. Because like they're on Windows, they're partnering with Nintendo to bring Xbox, or trying to bring Xbox Game Pass to Nintendo. I think they just want to be available everywhere and not be a system. Just be like Microsoft is like, you can buy Microsoft's game if you have Game Pass.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of the way it's all headed, or if like if Microsoft backs out, then it's gonna be like, oh, a new company jumps in, kind of like when the Xbox originally jumped in.
You have that already. You have Google Stadia, then you have Amazon dipping their toes. They're making that MMO.
Google's not a real console.
Yeah, Stadia, that rip-off, that thing that they won't say is in alpha or beta. They're like, no, it's done. Like, but there's 10 games, and you have to pay like $50 just to have access to them. And there's only 2 people in the world playing Destiny, and you need 3 people in your party.
Yeah.
But I heard it works. Like the technology's like there. Like when it works amazing.
I don't know, man. I could see Amazon getting into it. They have all that money to just do whatever.
Well, he's sinking a bunch of money in the games. They have like a couple games. The newest one, I think, was supposed to release soon. Is that New World? You buy it once and there's no paid subscription, but there's gonna be microtransactions. So we'll see. I'll probably try it out. I'm on this MMO kick like real bad.
Yeah, your World of Warcraft world.
I meant to bring this up when we were talking about Ready Player One. There's a quest I did last night that you play Joust.
Really?
Yeah, like you get on the mountain, you have to fly around, you have to equip like a thing, and you play Joust. It's cool. It's like
you did to fly on like the ostrich. And stuff.
But it's like it was just like a griffin almost. But like
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. The game has a lot of hidden stuff. It has like that Pokemon battle thing and.
Yeah, that was the most bizarre thing ever. When you were like, "Hey, look what this is," and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, you could.
You're like, "Oh, it's part of World of Warcraft."
Yeah, they have dungeons and stuff just for that. There's a lot of stuff.
I bet you those guys don't run into creative frustration.
What, World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I feel like those dudes just know what they want and they're good. We're just stuck back here in the, I can't get something perfect, so I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, we just struck, yeah.
So,
I'm sure they're trying.
I know. We've both ran into some creative frustration just in a week.
Oh yeah.
So how about you
today? What are you talking about? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, literally like an hour ago.
We had it last week, and that's why I just got pushed back to today.
Yeah. But I'll let you talk about yours since I think I had a little more than you did.
Oh, I mean, mine's like my creative frustration runs deep every time I do anything because I want to be a perfectionist. I want something to be how I envision it, even if I don't have the skills. Or sometimes it's not just the skills; it's the time and effort. Sometimes I'm like, that's good enough. Like, I think you're probably gonna use our little logo I made before for this too,
Yep.
just like
It
last
should
time.
be like right there.
So I've been playing around with that for a while, and I still keep messing with it. And I didn't want it to look great. I want it to look like an old Nickelodeon kind of thing. That's what I was aiming for. Like how they're Rugrats, like Hey Arnold. They're all like were title and then like something behind it, like multicolored. And I was like, okay, I wanted to do it like that, but I didn't know how to do it. And then I was trying to color it. And then I was like, I'm not good at doing detailed like into things. I can get something the gist of it down, and then to add detail and outline and color. I'm like still learning Procreate on the iPad. It's like like what brushes and all this thing. So I just played around. And that's what I came up with, and I was like, this looks good, especially for what we were doing. And then I could always make it better. It's a placeholder, but that happens every time. Like I do anything, I want to be good, and then I'm okay, and then I stop.
Yeah, I think my frustration is legitimate frustration.
Oh yeah, yours is way worse than me.
Like if something happens, like for example, an hour ago, like I couldn't get my camera to work in Discord so we could record this. And then when I finally figured out how to do that after bitching for like 10 minutes, then it wouldn't show it in OBS to record it. And then after that, and I had to deal with that for a while, then I was like, okay, I think we're good. And then the mic was offset. So then we had to spend like 20 minutes just trying to get the mic to pair up with the video. And it's like, it like crumbles me down inside. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I ain't going to do it.
Yeah, you just it's hard because when you want to, it's like anything. When you're so motivated, you want to do something and then it doesn't work the way you want it to. Yours is more like technical. Mine's like skill lacking. You just kind of want to like I understand that. Like mine typically things don't give me too many issues now since I fixed my computer because that used to be a lot of early on is why I couldn't edit, I couldn't record like I wanted to, so I lost motivation doing that. And then, I mean, well, this is the reason my headset sounds weird is I've had this for like 6 or 7 years and it just stopped working. Well, actually, it didn't work right in the first place. I always had the rollback drivers and do updates and like that's why I'm good at the troubleshooting part. Like I'm walking you through it and googling and like, but we had the same issue last week. My monitor was flashing, and you were having issues. This is the whole reason you got Windows 10.
And yeah, like I upgraded my whole operating system because I was like, maybe it's just because it's outdated.
Which I kind of think that was the issue.
I think it's part of it. I still have issues, like it blue screened randomly at one point.
Yeah, but I don't know if that'd be like your operating system. That's got to be something.
I think that's hardware related,
Yeah.
honestly. But that's like the major portion of why I get so frustrated when I'm trying to do anything. And then the other side is like I get like a third of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do this, but then it's like, well, what's the next step? And then I just like ponder on it and ponder on it, and then I'm like, why do I even do this? Like I obviously it's not going anywhere else.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with like execution. Like getting down to like, all right, I really like this. This idea works. I had the idea how to do it. Okay, it's not setting it up. It's not how I envisioned it, but I could probably make it work. And then I get into like editing. Like I remember trying to. Well, it's funny because when I was younger, I also had a bit more time. Like more drive because I was messing. I taught myself how to chroma key and like green screen, and I was always improving. Now I'm like, I want to do this, but I don't put the effort into. Like I used to test shoot, like using like when we were making videos together, or back in the day, it's like test shooting like gun effects, gun sounds, syncing audio, um, stupid Kenny Rogers video, learning to like put that image on my just for flashing it up and keyframing it. It's It just takes forever. But now I don't do that at all.
Yeah, I think I've hit a standpoint where, like, I want to be creative, but I also want to be innovative.
Yeah.
I want to do something that no one else is doing. So it's like, but that's
hard.
I mean, you know what I mean. It's not the easiest thing.
Honestly,
And
that's the hardest part of anything in the world. I mean, there's 8 billion people, and if you just look at YouTube, it's like super oversaturated, especially in everything we like.
yeah, video games, movies.
Yeah, like anything we want to do, like even like, I mean, look at Instagram. It's like you post. I like photography. I've been into it, and it's like, oh, I should post stuff everywhere. But it's like, well, what? Now I'm just another number. It's hard to be, even if I shoot a little different from somebody else. Somebody else probably shoots similar or close to. That's why these guys do weird, like, they have their colors, which I don't know why it's like exclusive thing. There's like people do themes, like so they like bump up the orange and saturation, like so they'll take a picture of like the autumn leaves, but crush their oranges or crush the reds or crush the blues. So it's like it's different from anything else. It's not real. It doesn't look real. Like it looks nice, but it's you've manipulated it to a point where it's like completely different.
It's kind of like the same idea as like when artists draw like a character, but then like they change something about it, like put it in their own style. So they make them chibi, or they only draw them in hoodies, or like whatever.
Recently, it's like big shoes and like street fashion, streetwear stuff. I follow like a lot of like artists, but they were doing that like give me 6 characters fan art. I don't know if you've been on. Like I've liked all of them, but it's cool seeing these people like it. That's one of the weirdest things. People can draw the same, especially if you copy somebody. But when you see like so many people doing some like same character 100 times, and it looks different, pretty neat.
We're done rambling this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Corey. Follow me at Twitter. Fuck, man.
It's so difficult.
Why is it at Twitter? I hate that. It's on Twitter?
No, you can follow me. Oh, wait. I don't know. Follow him on Twitter at RiseYgo. You can follow me at XBL Tons of Fun. It's been tons of fun. See you guys next week. You want to use that? Are you recording?
Yeah, I am recording. I could use that.
Yeah, I felt like that might have been good. I don't know.
Subscribe if you're new.
Oh, I forgot about
Comment, like, click the notification bell somewhere. I don't know where, down there somewhere. And we'll see you next week. Bye.